This message is for you if your spirit has been awakened to the truth that a monumental shift is unfolding in your life, suggesting that your destiny is larger than your current reality. If you've felt an undeniable inner whisper confirming that the mundane is about to give way to the miraculous, then this is your divine confirmation. Heaven has issued the decree. It's your time. Once that word is spoken from the spiritual realm, no earthly resistance, no delay, no doubt, no enemy can possibly block the incredible increase that is being positioned for you. Have you recently noticed an intense pull toward significant, meaningful success? It's not just ambition, it's a profound spiritual assurance that wealth, divine favor, and unprecedented opportunities are about to find their way to your door. This profound feeling isn't a random coincidence, it's a clear, celestial signal. People who have been set apart are now stepping into a prophetic season specifically marked for a divine resource transfer. The world might attempt to rationalize this shift by labeling it good fortune or perfect timing, but deep within your soul, you recognize it as destiny's fulfillment. You aren't merely pursuing success for vanity or fleeting gain. You are being rigorously prepared to become a steward of great resources. This isn't about greed. It is strictly about fulfilling a divine purpose. Heaven is currently raising up a generation of faithful stewards entrusted with the resources necessary to transform entire communities, influence nations, and permanently shift the course of history. This message will not resonate with every single person who hears it. Only the genuine, chosen few will feel this truth vibrate deep within their spirit and instantly recognize the powerful call upon their own lives. If you feel that stirring, that undeniable spiritual resonance, it is because the divine is confirming that you are an integral part of something far grander and more significant than you could ever conceive. You are being perfectly positioned to receive a torrential flow of favor, overflow, and open doors that other people cannot even begin to imagine or logically explain using only human understanding. The signs of this impending shift have been clearly surrounding you for some time now. The sudden, potent ideas, the subtle, internal nudges, and the entirely unexpected avenues opening up when you least thought it possible. Understand that God is orchestrating every single detail perfectly, working tirelessly behind the scenes to prepare the way for the exact moment when the tide will irreversibly turn in your favor. This moment is your prophetic assurance. Abundance is actively chasing you down. This is not the result of blind luck. It is a direct consequence of your spiritual alignment, your tested obedience, and your unwavering faith. If your spirit testifies to this truth, you can silently affirm this message. You are now stepping into a destiny marked by infinite abundance and divine prosperity flowing ceaselessly into your life. Chosen one, what you are observing unfolding across the globe is not the result of random chaos. It is profoundly divine in its nature. We are currently living within a powerful prophetic season of resource transfer. This is a designated time when the divine is deliberately moving resources, innovative ideas, and significant influence out of the hands of the unfaithful and into the hands of those who have been chosen and prepared. The world is preoccupied with watching economies fluctuate, existing systems fracture, and old empires crumble. But heaven is diligently constructing something entirely new, and you are a foundational part of it. You have likely felt for a long time that a significant rearrangement was occurring in your life. Perhaps you've weathered seasons of painful loss, crippling financial struggle, or long periods of waiting, all the while silently questioning when your breakthrough would finally arrive. These past trials were never punishment. They were an essential part of your positioning. The divine was specifically preparing you, training you, to responsibly handle the magnitude of what is rapidly approaching. Before any major transfer of power or resources occurs, there is inevitably a stringent test. Before any promise can manifest, there is a necessary process. That experience that may have felt like a complete breakdown was actually a breakthrough meticulously disguised in the process of refinement. Grasp this concept clearly. When the divine speaks of wealth, it extends far beyond mere physical currency. It encompasses influence, groundbreaking ideas, immense creativity, and supernatural resources. The foundation of true wealth begins in the spiritual realm and subsequently manifests powerfully in the physical world. This is precisely why you've been experiencing prophetic insights, moments of intense spiritual clarity, or deep encounters recently. Heaven has been carefully revealing the complete blueprint of your financial destiny and divine assignment. The underlying message is straightforward. The divine is entrusting his wealth only to those who possess and live by his heart, and that is unquestionably you. The people who are chosen are being spiritually awakened, not for the selfish pursuit of riches, but to be channels through which these resources will flow. You are not being blessed simply to indulge or to temporarily shine. You are being blessed with the means and the mandate to build. Your purpose is to establish businesses, ignite movements, and generate opportunities that bring profound light and transformation where darkness and deficiency have historically prevailed. This defining difference lies between worldly acquisition and divine wealth. Worldly wealth often serves only to inflate the ego and create superficial satisfaction. In contrast, divine wealth fundamentally serves to expand the kingdom's influence on earth. When the divine blesses a chosen individual, the intent is not to foster pride, but to empower them with the means to effectively fulfill their purpose-driven mission. Look around you and observe. The signs are everywhere and undeniable. The structures of the world are visibly shaking. Traditional power systems are collapsing and being revealed for what they are. Yet, amidst all the surrounding chaos, a powerful current of new ideas, new leaders, and bold, fresh voices is surging forward, and a great many of these are the chosen ones. You are a key part of this new, emerging generation of divine visionaries who are destined to rise and lead the way. You have been feeling an overwhelming, continuous calling to think on a larger scale, to dream with greater boldness, and to step confidently into roles that you once believed were far beyond your reach. That consistent internal urgency is nothing less than heaven's profound confirmation that this season of wealth transfer has officially begun. The spiritual realm recognizes and responds to this fundamental shift long before the physical world fully catches up to the reality of it. This is why, lately, you may have experienced periods of intense pressure, significant opposition, or even profound isolation. The enemy consistently mounts the hardest attacks when a major promotion is imminently near. Do not, under any circumstances, mistake this spiritual warfare for a sign of failure. It is, in fact, definitive evidence that your breakthrough is already actively in motion. The spiritual forces know exactly who you are, even before you have grasped the full, magnificent picture. The resistance you've encountered increased precisely because heaven's resources and blessings are being systematically aligned with your name upon them. Chosen one, hear this truth with clarity: wealth itself is not inherently evil. Money is a fundamentally neutral tool. It serves only to amplify the energy and intent of the person wielding it. In the hands of the wicked, it fuels corruption and decay. But in the hands of the righteous, it enables healing, creates genuine opportunity, and drives profound change. This is precisely why the divine is raising up a generation of what we call divine billionaires in this current age. These are individuals who will use their abundant resources to construct institutions, feed those in need across nations, lift families out of poverty, and completely restore communities. You are one of these people. You've personally endured sufficient lack to understand the profound necessity of compassion, and enough pain to grasp the true meaning of purpose. Now, after your testing, you are genuinely ready to handle this coming power without the catastrophic risk of losing your core spiritual integrity. This prophetic transfer of wealth is not a random, isolated blessing. It is a profound divine assignment. You have been specifically chosen to steward abundance precisely because you intimately understand what it means to live and strive without it. Your training through hardship has equipped you to skillfully guide countless others when their own turn arrives. The financial elevation that you are now stepping into will not just transform your personal life. Its ripple effect will fundamentally change the lives of every single person who is connected to you and your destiny. However, understand this: Not everyone will grasp the full gravity of this message. Some will dismiss it as mere fantasy. Others will doubt because their faith has not yet been refined and matured. But those who know, those whose spirits are currently vibrating with undeniable confirmation, these are the ones to whom heaven is directly speaking. You have undeniably felt the internal pull, the sense of anticipation, the quiet certainty that something monumentally greater is quickly approaching. You are not wrong. This message is your ultimate sign. The chosen ones are now entering a season of divine favor that will make absolutely no sense to the constraints of human logic. Expect unexpected opportunities, sudden divine connections, and supernatural promotions. Things that would typically demand years of effort for others will manifest for you in a matter of moments. That is not coincidence. That is divine acceleration. When you are walking in perfect alignment with divine timing, grace effectively replaces all forms of striving effort. You will no longer have to frantically chase success. You will naturally attract it. The prophetic season of wealth transfer is not merely a distant future event. It is active right now, in this moment. Every chosen one who has steadfastly remained faithful, patient, and obedient is about to witness the undeniable, glorious fruit of their spiritual endurance. The divine is now rewarding all those who consciously refused to quit during their darkest, most challenging hours. You are about to experience the true meaning of what happens when heaven takes what you have painstakingly sown in tears and multiplies it exponentially. The spiritual famine is rapidly ending. The overflow is beginning immediately. So, chosen one, stand firm in your belief. The shift is not just an impending possibility, it is an active, ongoing force. The divine message is clear and resounding. This is your season for supernatural wealth, for divine promotion, and for incredibly abundant favor. Everything that you lost will be returned to you multiplied. Everything that you have prayed for is being delivered at this moment in perfect, divine timing. If your spirit confirms that this message is unequivocally meant for you, affirm this truth. The number 8 is a powerful symbol of infinite prosperity and divine alignment. This is the season where the last will indeed be first, and the first will be last. You are absolutely not behind schedule. You are, in fact, perfectly right on time. Heaven is actively moving, and your name is specifically written on the blessing that is poised for immediate release. Recognize the power of the call to abundance now. The call to abundance always begins as a conviction in the spirit, long before any evidence shows up in your physical bank account. This is why you may have been feeling intensely restless in your current circumstances. You are sensing that something infinitely greater is calling you forward, that the life you currently occupy no longer adequately fits the future that is rushing toward you. That profound feeling of unease is not greed, it is divine discontent. Heaven is intentionally stirring your spirit to rise into the abundance for which you were meticulously created. You've noticed the shift. You can no longer tolerate lack as you once did. Mediocrity feels suffocating. You have consciously rejected the false narrative that struggle is holy or that poverty equates to true humility. Deep within your core, you know that limitation does not honor the divine. You were not created to live small. You were divinely designed for expansion. That fierce inner conviction, that quiet, burning fire within your soul, is heaven subtly whispering a profound truth. You were never intended to chase money. You were meant to attract it. Every chosen person eventually reaches a threshold where their old, limiting mindsets begin to completely collapse. The pervasive fear surrounding money begins to fade. The subtle guilt over wanting more for a good purpose dissipates entirely. You are beginning to fully realize that wealth, when handled with clear divine purpose, is profoundly holy. It's not about selfish greed, it's about enabling exponential growth. It's not about superficial showing off, it's about fully showing up for the specific calling the divine placed on your life. This is the moment when the call to abundance becomes absolutely impossible for you to ignore or deny any longer. You now clearly see that the money itself is not the final goal. It is a vital tool of destiny. It grants you the ability to fund visions, extend crucial help to others, and effectively fulfill your divine assignment. When you internalize the truth that wealth is energy, and that energy naturally flows inexorably toward a greater purpose, everything in your life begins to change immediately. You stop asking, "How can I get more?" and start asking, "How can I serve more?" Because under the spiritual law of abundance, service always precedes overflow. This stage is also marked by the divine beginning to radically shift your immediate environment. Suddenly, the people who once heavily influenced you no longer resonate with your spirit. The conversations that previously entertained you now feel profoundly empty and shallow. You begin to crave genuine growth, deep wisdom, and clear divine instruction. You start dedicating more time to studying, praying, seeking counsel, and fasting, not out of fear, but because your spirit knows that something momentous is coming and preparation is required. When the divine calls a chosen one to abundance, he simultaneously begins the crucial process of transforming their inner circle. You simply cannot carry an old crowd with you into a new, elevated calling. If you've been noticing new ideas and powerful visions flowing to you with remarkable ease, new business concepts, clear creative plans, or sudden clarity about your next strategic move, that is a powerful sign of divine inspiration. Those specific ideas are the new currency from heaven. Every single vision you receive carries the inherent potential for wealth creation, but you must take decisive action on it. The divine does not typically drop money directly from the sky. He drops precise instruction. The chosen ones who consistently prosper are those who obey divine instruction quickly. When the inner voice says move, you move. When it says start, you start immediately. This is the only way that abundance truly manifests, through faith-fueled action. But before any major financial breakthrough is fully realized, there is always a critical mental breakthrough. The divine will directly challenge the way you think about money, success, and your own self-worth. You will begin to fully realize that being truly humble does not necessitate being broke, and being significantly wealthy does not equate to being arrogant or prideful. True humility is simply acknowledging that every good and perfect thing originates from the divine. The chosen ones consistently carry a mindset of unwavering stewardship. This wealth does not belong to me, it flows through me. When this realization firmly clicks into place, a powerful spiritual event occurs. Your vibration shifts profoundly. You begin to naturally attract opportunities, unmerited favor, and crucial divine connections without having to chase them. People will immediately sense a powerful, new difference about you. They may not be able to articulate the change, but your spiritual energy will suddenly carry distinct authority, profound clarity, and unshakable peace. That is the unmistakable presence of divine abundance beginning to tangibly manifest. Heaven is confirming that your inner world has at last aligned perfectly with your destiny. Sometimes, this crucial stage feels like an intense tension between two separate realities, the life you currently have and the expansive life you are fully meant for. But this tension is pure transformation. You are not stuck or stagnating. You are actively stretching and expanding into your next higher level. Every chosen person feels this powerful pull just before a major elevation occurs. It is the universe itself systematically rearranging to perfectly match your new frequency of unwavering faith. And yes, there will inevitably be moments of lingering doubt. Your mind will question, can this truly happen for someone like me? However, your spirit already possesses the answer. The very same divine power that originally gave you the grand vision will also provide all the necessary provision to execute it flawlessly. All that is required of you is to continue walking in committed obedience, relentless faith, and keen expectation. Remember this truth: divine timing is never late. It is always and completely perfect. If you have been feeling that quiet, burning urgency, that inner certainty that you are meant to be more, to create more, and to generously give more, this is your confirmation. The powerful call to abundance has been officially activated within your life. Heaven is actively preparing to release financial favor that perfectly matches the magnitude of your divine assignment, but it all starts first with your mindset. Think abundance, speak abundance, and walk in the certainty of abundance even before you see the physical evidence. Faith attracts what fear ruthlessly repels. So, chosen one, start living your life as if your promise has already arrived. Talk like a spiritual billionaire before you physically become one. Wake up every day with profound gratitude and active expectation, because the divine call has already been specifically sent out in your name. Heaven is preparing to fully fund your purpose. If your heart resonates with this powerful truth, affirm this message with another symbol of divine alignment and spiritual completion. The number 7 signifies perfection, and your divine plan is unfolding with perfect precision. You are not being greedy, you are being called. You are not chasing wealth, you are powerfully stepping into your purpose. The call to abundance is ringing loudly, and only the chosen ones possess the inner ears to truly hear it. Listen closely, because your name is being written on the next magnificent chapter of divine prosperity,